Hello, Melusina here. That's my name, aka Mel. It's not Melusine, it's Melusina, and I'm here to discuss the Tales of No One. Super nervous because I decided to do a video blog of the process to help me be more outgoing and hopefully get some feedback and responses. Well, today we are talking about what the Huldra is in the Tales of No One. The Huldra legend actually spans many countries, and it has existed before the advent of written language in the areas that the legend was present in. The Huldra is a forest creature known as a Ra, not the Egyptian god Ra, but a Ra being a protector of the forest. In Germany she was known as a Huldra, and in northern Sami folklore she was known as an Ulda. The male counterpart of the Huldra is the Huldra, and they're supposed to be ugly, but when I was doing my research, basically there was a change in the way beauty was defined as an aesthetic. It used to be that the male form was considered more beautiful, but after a certain point in time the female aesthetic, like the ideal female body, became the ideal beauty. So things shifted, and I think that's kind of what happened with the legend. And okay, in very old legends they were considered to be silversmiths, and in later deviations of this legend they lost their tails and slowly became what we would know as, the German dwarf, basically. They became small and ugly versus the tall, beautiful, creature that is very present in Huldra mythology. They were also fond of shiny objects like copper, and their secret helpers were magpies. Magpies themselves being very intelligent and self-aware corvids, which is, crows, ravens, etc. In the current imagination, the Huldra is viewed as kind of a mischievous creature, but when researching the legends, it's like, everything else. You treat something with respect, you get respect in return. So basically, if you're mean to a Huldra and you don't treat her with respect, she's going to do things like smite you or beat you with her tail and use her glamour, which is her fairy magic, on you. Okay, sometimes they were, also with their depictions, sometimes they were depicted with clothes, sometimes they were naked. In Sweden they had a fox tail instead of a cow tail. In northern parts, a lot of the times they've lost their tails. But for the current Huldra is viewed as having a cow tail and, like I said, Sweden fox tail. And they are also known to be very fast runners, which is why when I'm depicting them, I have them as digigrade, which is walking on their toes, versus plantigrade, which is what humans and bears walk, which is, on the whole part of the foot, because fast runners tend to be digigrade. Think of horses. Horses are digigrade animals. Also, Huldra are sometimes depicted as having pointed ears. For the most part, they look very human, and they want to be able to pass as human when interacting with human beings. So, I don't know why, but I was looking at the legends why. It may have to do with a matter of being curious with people, and they want to kind of blend in and learn more about people. But once again, the legends that I was reading were not very explicit as to why they wanted to pass as human. Okay, another part of the Huldra myth is that they could conceal themselves. A lot of times they wore a cloak to conceal themselves from human beings, and the glamour of the cloak could be broken if they were encircled in steel. Some parts of the myth say they could also become visible if they went inside the church, but once again this was part of how Christianity was moving into the areas and replacing the quote-unquote folklore of the area. So once again, Christianity was considered good, and the older myths that were present in the areas, like the Huldra myth, was considered bad, so Christianity was replacing those myths. That seemed to be what happened a lot. No offense to any Christians out there, but that's what basically happened. Okay, Huldra sometimes do marry people, and the unions can be happy ones if the man keeps their word and basically doesn't hurt the Huldra or go back on her word. So basically doing things like sometimes she's depicted as having a hollow bark back, especially in the further north. legends. If you like do things like try to look at her back, it would definitely make her upset and she would want to leave. If you do things like don't treat her with respect, she would show her superhuman fairy strength and do things like bend steel. And a lot of times she would leave or become ugly and morose, which I think any woman would become ugly and morose if their husband wasn't treating them well. Once again, if she was a happy union, it was said that her tail could fall off and they would live happily ever after. Sometimes it was said if she married a Christian man because that's what she wanted, but once again, that was a lot of the legends when I was just doing my research were basically like they wanted to Christianize a lot of the endemic fair folk, and it was supposed to make them happy, like they wanted to have a Christian soul, but that was just part of how the myths got displaced. Go figure. Another thing with the Huldra is that it was, you know, based on some of the legends predate written word, but one of the legends as Christianity was moving in was that they come from unwashed children. Once again, no one exactly knows where the Huldra came from. They were probably here before people. And that pretty much sums up my little video blog on Huldra. I hope to be getting better at this. Thank you for your views, and I plan on posting every 2 weeks. Have fun on reading the Tales of No One.